Ladies and gentlemen, it's I, Ferocious Badger, and I'm here talking about chapter 605. Well, sorry, it's not 605, that's just the one I was rereading over. We're on 609 now, and it's just called A, letter A, because of, I guess the title that the Lord of the Quincy's has. They just call him A. So anyway, Ichibe is freaking ridiculous. Oh my god, like, every turn this kid is pulling something off. Not kid, I mean, he's clearly an older dude, but like, I didn't expect it to go on for so long, because obviously the only person who can beat the, beat the king of the Quincy's is Ichigo, because that has to happen, right? And I was like, alright, here's this dude, he's, it's gonna go on that fucking Bleach Naruto formula, where it's like, oh, you've used your most powerful attack, like, and the guy's like winding up, and he's like going in for the kill, and then you can clearly tell it's setting up, like, this has got to stop. I'm sorry, I know it's shonen. I know it's manga, but you have to start doing something differently. This is why people are losing interest in the genre. It's not as exciting anymore. I know exactly what will happen in this battle, and just as I'm seeing in 609, it is happening. It's every damn time. Like, I know, obviously, the protagonist should be the one to beat the main boss. I have no problem with that. I want to see Ichigo fight this guy. But Ichibe is incredibly strong, and it's just ass pulls. Like, this guy is a goddamn badass. There is no reason why the King of the Quincy should be able to counter the moves he's using, because clearly he's shown that thus far he cannot do that. And then to say that he already knows the outcome of the battle or what's going to happen, that is a total ass pull. You can't do that. I mean, if you want this guy to be beaten, have it be a good fight, but this guy should be able to beat him without some random new power appearing. Because clearly he's been able to counter every one of his powers so far. It's like, okay, so he's getting it. He lets himself get his ass kicked for like what, 3 chapters, just cause, like just because that's fine. Like, if he actually had this power the whole time, he would have walked in and straight up cut Ichibe's head off and not worried about the whole thing. I mean, it's awesome to see a character like this last that long, and I was frankly excited for the first time because I have never seen this before in a battle. That's not between the main character and the main antagonist. I have not seen something like this. And frankly, it's cool, and I liked it. I just don't like that now, after you've done all this, because I legitimately thought this guy might win or do something here. Or maybe, like, why couldn't we have that? Honestly, like, let's introduce some variation into the genre. Why does it always have to be like that, I don't know. I just don't get it. Because, okay, this whole chapter, and this is a recap of the chapter, obviously, and I think I enjoyed the chapter overall. I really enjoyed the past couple chapters where Ichibe was straight up like, every time the Quincy King would be like, oh, I'm gonna, and his name's Juha Bach, by the way. I do know his name. I just call him the King of the Quincy's because it's easier for me to remember. But Bach's just like, he's like, oh, I have this powerful move, and Ichibe's like, nah, fuck you. He's like, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, every time he tries to attack him, he's just like, shh, and just whips his ass with his badass paintbrush. Like, this guy's awesome. Like, he's so cool. I love it. But then you couldn't think of a more inventive way for Joabak to beat him than some asspull with him knowing, like, yeah, he knows the future of the battle already. Like, before it's even started, he knows what's gonna happen. That's how he'll beat you. It's like, are you shitting me? Is this, like, you're pulling some Clone Wars, like, bullshit right here. Like, Episode 3 of Star Wars. Sorry, not Clone Wars. Well, it's, like, during the Clone Wars. Like, that's some bullshit. You can't have this badass guy, like, whooping ass, like, completely, unfazed by his attacks. And then suddenly, one hit, like, kills him. Like, one regular attack from this guy is able to, like, you don't think he could have dodged that? He didn't see any of this coming? He was dodging this shit before. It's just like in Star Wars, where suddenly the Jedi are a bunch of weak asses who get killed by 4 clones. Like, pew, 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 pew. Oh, like, Why do you do these things? You know, like, I get it. It's got to be hard being a writer. I understand, and I'm complaining a lot about this just because we see it a lot in shonen manga, and I love shonen manga. It's my favorite genre. And honestly, I still enjoy it. I do. I don't want to seem like too much of a dick here, but it just gets a bit frustrating when all the battles kind of end up like this. Like, I love it. I do. And I know there's going to be a ton of hate on this, or, you know, and I probably shouldn't be saying any of this since I'm just starting out on these reviews, but fuck it. I'm going to tell my opinion. I'm going to tell it how I think it is. You don't have to feel the same way. I just feel like it's gotten kind of stale, honestly. You know, the formula for these battles. But I'm enjoying it. And he did introduce something new, I think. And I know it's definitely happened in other manga. It's just, you know, I haven't seen it in a while, and I think it's really cool to see this, that a character like this could fight the main villain, you know, because usually they have a pairing with, like, a secondary villain of, like, the same caliber, and they go back and forth, but to see somebody who's not the main character go back and forth like that, with actually the main antagonist, who's supposed to be All Might Not Powerful, is really cool, and I really liked it, and yeah, you know, obviously he has to lose. I just think there needs to be a more creative thing, you know, more creative way to do it than introducing, like, a trump card, like a kill-all power, you know, just out of the blue, you know. I don't know. Maybe it's not out of the blue. Maybe I get roasted for this, but I just feel like there's a little bit too much of that going on, like, just it's like the Naruto thing. It's all again jutsu. It's always substitution. Nobody is ever really dead. Like, fucking, I can't even, like, remember Chimaru, you know, coming back all the time. It's just, it gets a little bit ridiculous. So, but other than that, I'm really enjoying this series right now. I'm really enjoying this arc. I'm glad they continued after Aizen, because I was like, at first I thought, oh, they should have ended it there, because the arc after that was really, in my opinion, not good. And for Ichigo to go through that stupid place and be, like, regaining his powers, and I was like, oh god, I don't like this at all. But then they come back to the Soul Society and they're doing this, and I'm enjoying it. I really am. And I like it, and I like how it's going, and I think it's good. I just have a couple criticisms, but obviously those are just mine, and nobody has to listen to those. Anyway, I'm Ferocious Badger. This has been my recap of Chapter 609 of Bleach A. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any, you know, criticisms or comebacks to me or anything you'd like to input or correct me on, because there's plenty I need to learn about, well, anything, or if you think I need to learn something, go ahead and feel free to post it in the comments. And, yeah, and if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like it. So that's cool. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I'm excited for the next chapters coming out next week, and I will also be reviewing the next episode of Rage of Bahamut. Episode 10. So, I'll see you guys next time. Believe it.